Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise in strong support of H.R. 1156, the Pandemic Unemployment Fraud Enforcement Act. Unemployment insurance, or UI fraud, ran rampant during the pandemic. The Government Accountability Office estimates that pandemic-era unemployment insurance fraud totaled $135 billion. That's about 15% of total UI benefits during the pandemic. Other estimates estimate that UI fraud ran up to $400 billion. California alone accounts for $20 to $33 billion of fraudulent pandemic UI payments. One estimate put the state's improper payment rate at almost 37% during the first 6 months of the pandemic. This fraud isn't just a blatant waste of hardworking taxpayer dollars. It completely undermines Americans' faith in the system and our management of taxpayer-funded programs. The Hoosiers that I represent expect more from their government, as they should. Despite these egregious levels of fraud, we've only recovered $5 billion of it, or less than 4% of fraudulent payments. As of January, the Department of Justice had over 1,600 open, uncharged criminal matters relating to COVID-19 fraud. Additionally, the Department of Labor has approximately 157,000 open UI fraud complaints assigned to its hotline office. Unfortunately, the statute of limitations for prosecuting these fraudsters expires at the end of March. This bill would extend that deadline for another 5 years so that we can continue to hold these criminals accountable and recover the stolen funds. One of our most important responsibilities as members of Congress is to be good stewards of taxpayer money. It would be irresponsible not to take every possible step to recover these fraudulent funds. This is a common sense bill, and I am proud to be a co-sponsor of it. I urge its support. Thank you, Chairman Smith, for your leadership on this bill. And Mr. Speaker, I yield back.